I knew it was going to do that. I was really hoping that cool graphic would play. It's up in the corner though. That cool graphic that way. That way. There. Um, Hi, guys, gals, non-binary pals. This is I am David Xanatos 1138. To my right is Cass, and we are a wrestling podcast presented by its Fanbox. Cass, where can good people find you?
Everyone can find me at Mr. Must See TV on TikTok and underscore pump underscore on Instagram. And every time you close your eyes and hear a wrestling bell go ding, that's where you can find me.
That's very accurate because you watch about 5 times more wrestling than I do.
I think I watch about 5 times more wrestling than most people do, which is a funny way to start with our first topic. Revolution was this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of people already saying that that is the best pay per view of the year. Baby, it's March.
Yeah.
But honestly, I can't blame them. I want to let you have your thoughts first because I already know what I want to talk about immediately first.
So, I mean, I loved it. I loved every single match, every single bit of that pay per view, except the one thing that stands out is Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Yeah. Now as we all know, I pretty much said it a bunch of times on each podcast, but when I go to my mom's and my godparents, that's where I go to watch pay-per-views, AEW and WWE, both of them. So when that music hit, both of my both of the family members in the room are like, "Does she wrestle?" One, that was one. Two, is she good? I didn't have a question for the second one. Wasn't watching wrestling back then. For the first one, I guess she's here. The last thing I heard about Ronda Rousey, and maybe you can correct me, Dave, was that very public beef she had with Becky Lynch and her like breaking the curtain with wrestling, saying, "Ah, this shit's fake," and what they do is so easy and very. I remember very specifically her calling out Becky Lynch's the disarm her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's just fake. It looks like you're holding somebody's dick between your arms. And it's like, I I really find it like throwing stones from glass houses when you're going to say that something in professional wrestling looks a little bit homoerotic, especially coming from an MMA fighter. But
Now, take what I say with a grain of salt, as always. I don't ever want to be presenting these things that I say as factual because I get them off the internet, and the internet is, in and of itself, not a very factual place most of the time. But when she was back in WWE, there was a lot of her just doing that. She was basically trash talking wrestling because, from what it seemed like, she wasn't getting her way in being booed by the crowd and not liking the reaction, even though, hey, you're a heel. So, like, that kind of comes with
right,
the territory. And, I mean, even she was my reason for getting into MMA in the first place. Like, I watched UFC because the women beat the shit out of each other, and it was way more entertaining than the guys' division. And she had a
yeah,
good, solid run, and then she lost, and then she kind of fell apart. Uh,
that's kind of the general consensus. Because I remember myself, like I remember like growing up in middle school and high school, hearing about like Ronda Rousey, like the baddest woman on the planet, like that was her moniker. Like,
mhm.
and then I guess when I stopped like hearing about her is probably when she went to the WWE. But like even in like doing my research for this episode, like she was feuding with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and goodness, who was the other one? Who was and Becky Lynch. She was feuding with the four horsewomen of the WWE and winning. I'm so sorry that you walked in to a predominantly professional wrestling business as an outsider and they treated you as someone who really doesn't give a fuck about the business. And then when left to your own devices, you proved those fans correct.
And WWE started her off great. Did you have you ever seen the clip of her and what was it either Kurt Angle or The Rock. I think it actually happened both cases, but she did a fireman's carry to Triple H.
Oh wow.
So like she lifted him off of his feet, like here, full. It was really impressive. So like that was a great start. But
I,
then like, I think for at least some of it, she has apologized since then, and she's actually been openly critical of TKO. So like,
okay.
I want to give some grace to that, but I also don't want to be misinformed and do that prematurely. So I am reserving anything, and I'm just going to kind of treat this as a bad idea.
Yeah. Moving away from the Ronda Rousey of it all, I want to talk about the 0 hour because that's something that I always want to talk about on the podcast or just whenever because AEW has no reason to do these 0 hours to make them so easily accessible and, make them as good as they are and action packed as they are.
So
I've been loving the fact that they've been running into the pay per view as well.
that's a good strategy. However, you reminded me, I still watch it on YouTube because it is accessible in multiple places. But HBO Max, it was crashing. It did not play at all, ever.
Yeah, it was the first time that HBO Max had, I believe, the first hour of the pay per view free.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I again, not caping for $1 billion company. Never gonna do that here. But I was also having issues with Dynamite the and Collision the previous weeks before Revolution because with the new My AEW app, it's still like getting all the kinks out. Like every time the live starts, I have to unplug and replug in my Fire Stick. So I I'm not gonna dock the wrestling company for like something that has nothing to do with them and all to do with like the cable provider or the streaming app that that is running the show. Zack Sabre Jr. is not overloading my servers. And if he is, show me the receipts. But speaking of, I don't know why this made me think of this match, but because I guess Zack Sabre Jr., Australian, Lena Cross, Australian, Willow and Lena, because no one's mentioning that. They're only just saying Willow's pulling double duty, but both women did double duty in the pre-show and in the pay-per-view with the in the pre-show, Willow putting her TBS title on the line in a I I just quick aside. I love showing my mom Willow Nightingale matches because my mom has the memory of a goldfish. Hey, back to the orange. We're gonna be doing this a lot today. But every time I show my mom a Willow Nightingale match, it's like she's watching it for the first time. But it's like you find something new to love about Willow. Because for me, I watch Willow every Monday, Saturday, twice on Sundays if I'm lucky, like we got with this pay per view. But she just keeps getting better. And I know a lot of people are like, well, she smiles too much. I want to see her be a heel. I don't. I want to see her keep putting belt to ass with that beautiful smile because that they need to run her and Mercedes back, but in the main event for the world title. Because Mercedes Monet, I've turned around on her and now I miss her. Would you ever think that you'd be hearing Magnus say that he misses Mercedes Monet?
No.
No, no, not at all. But damn, after that main event match on Dynamite for the TBS title, I could see the kind of caliber of wrestler that she has always been. But she's elevated Willow to where it's like I want her to main event pay-per-views now. There's no reason that um Willow should not be main eventing Double or Nothing. Because with this, again, I'm telling you, free pre-show match for the TBS title against how tall is Lena Cross? Like 6'8"? Tall,
Le-
big.
Lena Cross, I mean, she is gargantuan. I think she's 6'1" or six
Oh,
foot.
okay. I don't know why I keep thinking these people are taller than they are.
But she towers over the other women regardless.
And she's so technically sound. Like a lot of people when commenting about like the larger wrestlers, because even with Megan Bain,
Hmm.
they're technically sound, like with their chain wrestling, their grappling, they're great wrestlers. They're not just like aesthetic pieces. Like they can really throw down. And Lena Cross showed that tonight. Well, that night in Sunday in Los Angeles, because she was throwing Willow, which I did not like at all.
Yeah, and the tag match was, I think it was Shivani that said it was like almost a foregone conclusion that they won the belts, but they
Yeah.
looked fantastic with them.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the new tag name. Like the way that they're presenting Megan Bain and have been since she's debuted has been phenomenal. I know I had my issues with it at first because she was beating up my fave. I love Harley Cameron. I did not like that. But she is a phenomenal addition to the women's roster, and I cannot wait to see her and Lena Cross defend these belts all up and down the fucking world. 'Cause damn, it's gonna be crazy. Those two big bitches
Dominant.
with
It's gonna be a
that gold
dominant.
dominance. Oh my god. See, if we had good wrestling around the world, it could be the irresistible forces against the God, I forgot the tag name already. But Megan Bain and Lena Cross, that's a match that would make Big E shed a tear. Ah, I can hear the clickety clacks of the the research machine.
Well, because now I'm curious because it was a good name.
It is a good
Uh,
name.
the Divine Dominion.
The Divi-
Hey, it's anything is better than the fuck. What the hell was that trio tag team in WWE? Like the Pure Fusion Collective. That was terrible.
Oh, oh my! What did my mom call? Oh, the lesbians. And and I threw that around because like I have a lot of friends in the community. I'm a part of the community. It was like, isn't that a better name? Under a different company, those three women could thrive because Sonya Deville, great on the mic. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, demons in that ring, straight demons.
Did you see that Natty called out Shayna Baszler?
I did. I did. I was gonna save that for a little bit later for when we talk about Raw, but since you're bringing it up now, that's a match I need to see because I was at Raw. We're gonna talk about Revolution a little bit later, but now we're talking about this. I was at
There's no
Monday Night
structure.
Raw.
There's no structure. It's just whatever.
I was at Monday Night Raw, and the lady next to me, she didn't know much about wrestling. Her husband brought her and their son. He was the fan, and they were just there. Based on the seats that I was sitting in, I could definitely tell that was the vibe of where we were at in the section. I was literally all the way at the top, all the way in the back. I'm afraid of heights. So I was gripping the seat for the first 30 minutes of me being there and half of the main event before the they started airing on TV. Anyway, once Natty came out, the guy was like, "Oh wow, Natty's winning for once." I hate when people don't know ball. Natty Neidhart is a demon, and I need to see a multi-woman match between Shayna Baszler, Natty, Zoe Stark, and Zarya. Have it be a no holds bar match or street fight, whatever the fuck. What do they do in an NXT an underground match?
Oh yeah.
Have it be one of them and just have them hosts scrap. That's gonna be a 5-star classic, like you were watching Kurt Angle fight Samoa Joe in TNA. I know it is because all those women got that dog in them. Oh my god, I did. I found a way to bring it back. Speaking of dogs, the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. Boom. These are the parts of the podcast that we have to clip. Anyway, John Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita in that match. I was saying the whole month leading up to Revolution, Andrade and Bandito are going to take it away, which we will get there. We will get there. But I got to that house thinking that that was going to be a good match. I did not think that Takeshita's eye would get busted open from the black eye he got from Claudio the week prior. And he would be fighting through that in a damn near 40-minute match. That is going to be the future of professional wrestling, that boy right there. And Jon Moxley, again, has to make me eat crow because I hate every time I say this. Jon Moxley is undoubtedly the ace of all elite wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I almost threw up. Couldn't even get that sentence out. But yeah, that match was amazing. I cried multiple times during that match. When Take kicked out in one, oh my God. I looked my mom in the eye and said, he's one of them ones. He's a demon. Oh my gosh. I thought they were going to give him the moniker of the ace killer that night. That night. I thought he was going to pull the trigger on Moxley. But I can't believe. Because I haven't heard enough people talking about this. Jon Moxley is the first man in professional wrestling to kick out of the Raging Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? I'm getting choked up just thinking about some of the spots in that match because it was beautiful. It was a love letter to the both of their styles of wrestling. I gotta hear your thoughts on this because if I'm loving it like this, and I know how much of a Moxley fan you are.
I don't think I've ever seen a bad Jon Moxley match. I mean, as far as like my preference, I love Jon Moxley's wrestling. Even in WWE, when he did stuff that I'd never seen anyone try to do before, but in like not something high risk or anything, but like when he did the bounce off the rope and he just kind of like
Oh, the
slingshot went
rebound?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was silly, but it was something I'd never seen before, and I liked that like little quirkiness that he added to it. So like every iteration of Jon Moxley has been an enjoyable watch for some reason or another. And I just, I can't, I struggle to come up with specific match segments because I am often watching and I'm in the moment and then it's in one ear and out the other a lot of times. And I'll like go
Yeah.
back and watch clips. They don't seem to clip AEW as much as WWE or like the
Yeah.
internet doesn't or something. I don't know.
Well, I've noticed that too because I was trying to find literally just now I was trying to find a clip of the Swerve Stomp to send to my dad because he asked if the house call was his finisher and I said no, this is his finisher. I was on Swerve's own Instagram. There's not a lot of like, oh, got to get this moment, got to get this moment, got to get this moment. And that is a kind of a telltale sign of what wrestling company you're watching. Because for me, I I know what happens in throughout the week at WWE because they're telling me. They're
Mhm.
reminding me constantly. Hey, remember this? Hey, remember that? And it's on Twitter, Instagram. My mom is getting like 4-year-old SmackDown live segments with Kevin Owens being like, I didn't know that Kevin Owens was back. And I was like, no, mom, they recycle their own media so much that you, as a person who just got into wrestling, don't know if these clips are new or old. And that makes me sad.
I know what's happening in WWE for the most part because of all of the social media clips. I don't even have to watch the product. I haven't been watching the product. And it is also a good thing for AEW to not have that because like you live in the moment and then the moment's gone, in essence. But also,
Yeah, it's like if you were there, you got to enjoy it. And you could have captured it, but you didn't because you wanted to, like you said, be in that moment and experience it.
I have the brain of a 40-year-old man, and I do not take notes. So if you ask me specific things, I have to be reminded of certain things. Like I know the return of Will Ospreay because they played that a lot, and that was awesome. I know the controversy with Ricochet because that's on social media. So like everything that I've seen multiple different angles of, I remember.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way now because he brought it up. I didn't. He brought it up. The greatest professional wrestler alive is back. He's back. Argue with the wall, argue with your mama. He wrestles like a Power Ranger. Since when did we stop thinking Power Rangers were cool? The Billy Goat, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay has made his return at AEW Revolution, and he hasn't missed a fucking beat. I know I've been saying this all week since it happened. Summer of Ospreay Part 2. And the first motherfucker on a hit list is Jon Moxley.
Yeah, I had this thought of like, oh, Osprey should go for the AEW title, and then the concept of him versus Moxley and the Continental Championship. He's like one of those wrestlers where like he can go after any belt, and it's gonna be an interesting feud. It's gonna be you want him to get that belt.
And again, we're forgetting the fact Tony Khan loves to book a double champion. I could be getting. They've been teasing it for years with all the way back with the Swerve feud when he was the international champion. Hey man, maybe it was just the wrong mid card belt. Because I still think Will Ospreay is getting the world title at All In 2026, without a doubt. He is winning something at that pay per view, with hands down, and it's going to be the greatest match we've ever seen. It might be. Oh God, I hate this. I hate this so much because I would love for it to be against Max. I would love to get a pin on that trilogy. It's probably going to be Kenny. You could be getting Kenny Ospreay for the world title at Wembley Stadium.
Really, any combination that you can think of that's a possibility is going to be a great match.
Yeah, because now it's heel Swerve, and I don't know. We don't know what the fuck Ospreay is right now because I don't know what Moxley is right now.
I almost feel like they were heading towards Moxley being a face, and then now he's kind of stepped back a little bit because of just it's very confusing. It is very.
It's confusing, but not in a way that's like off-putting. You know what I mean?
No, it's still enjoyable. You're not like it doesn't in the grand scheme of things. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because once that bell rings, they're going to start fighting. Which, God, speaking of Revolution, I love a good Casino Gauntlet Royale. I hate the name because it's always confusing to say. Just call it a Royal Rumble and just give them a middle finger every time you call it that.
Oh, I think
I
even the
don't care.
commentators, because there was the Blackjack Battle Royal or
My
something.
God, that's what this one was.
They almost, I think it was Excalibur, almost called it a Casino Battle Royal because it's the same thing, but it's just different terminology for cards.
For my sake, I'm just going to call it a Royal Rumble. So the 21-man Royal Rumble in the pre-show for Ricochet. I don't know why I was going to call him Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Um, for Ricochet's national championship. I said it last week, and I've said it every day since. I knew Jack Perry was going to win, and I love being right. Even when I sat down and the match started, I saw the stupid bus. It's not stupid. I love the bus. And I saw Luchasaurus. I was really emotional watching Revolution because I cried a lot. Because I saw Luchasaurus, I looked at my mom, I was like, look, it's his dumb dinosaur guy. And she loves him. She loves Luchasaurus. And I saw him come out, and she was like, wow, that kind of looks like Luke Perry. And again, my mom has the IQ memory of a goldfish. I say, Mom, I told you that is Luke Perry's son. Didn't Luke Perry die? Yes, yes. Many years ago, Luke Perry passed away. It was very sad. That's why he wants to win this in the arena that his dad took him to wrestling shows when he was a kid. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's his son. I didn't know he wrestled. Annette, did you know that?" Oh, it was a whole thing, and it happens every single time I talk about Jack Perry. I don't talk about him a lot when I'm over there, but I had to because he was doing his damn thing, and he won. He beat Ricochet, who is unfortunately crashing on the internet right now.
Yeah, Ricochet, I mean, after the match was like throwing a tantrum, which was funny. It was really funny. Um, then he said that thing, to his credit, he said it on Twitter and then he apologized, right?
Oh, didn't know that.
You didn't know
That's
he.
what.
No, he actually put out a tweet and apologized shortly after. I don't know how long, but not that long after.
Oh,
Um, but all of the IWC caused Samantha Irving to deactivate her social media.
what was she?
Um,
Wait, what? When did she get brought into this?
well,
Wait, I
she's
forgot. Twitter. My bad.
yes.
Carry on.
So I mean, just the fact that she's married to him, she's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
tell your man that blood is deserved, or we're out for death threats."
No.
See, this is why I'm here because I got all the social media part of it.
I okay. Unreal comes out. I miss when wrestlers never break kayfabe. Ricochet gets signed to AEW. Proceeds to never break kayfabe. We gotta start holding wrestlers accountable. Maxwell Jacob Friedman on is going on nationally syndicated television and telling British interviewers through their fucking faces that they live in a shithole country. I think you just don't like Ricochet.
There have been, granted, this was decades ago, but Chris Jericho has said worse, and MJF says worse on like a regular
On a
basis.
regular basis. Do we not remember when MJF came back before Full Gear and then he proceeded to call Swerve Strickland P Diddy?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I do because I was shocked. I was shocked and appalled.
Now, I mean, like one of my friends said, both things can be true. Ricochet was in the wrong. The IWC was way in the wrong. That was way over the line.
Yeah.
Ricochet
And because Ricochet is
apologized.
a normal human being, he can
Yeah,
realize and step outside of kayfabe and apologize to that person on a human level. But because the IWC doesn't care about that part of the headline, because I heard about this from Brian Alvarez and he didn't say anything about an apology.
yeah. No, it was there.
Bad journalism, Brian Alvarez.
But see,
What the fuck else is new?
then the IWC would go on to say something like, "Oh, well, he was forced to do that. AEW forced him to do that." A, no, they didn't. B, so fucking what?
So what? You guys got all like up in arms about what was his name? Trey Miguel not getting signed to AEW because of some homophobic tweets that he made. What was it? Like 10 years ago? Granted, I don't like Trey Miguel now. He's a weirdo. But again, I'm at the point as a wrestling fan to where it's like, yeah, behind closed doors, they're probably dorks and chuds. But when that bell rings, that's when the bell rings, and that's what
Mhm.
I'm reviewing and and critiquing on my TikTok. That's when I call them out on their personal bullshit. Here's where the wrestling starts. You know what I mean? Speaking of um, the wrestling starting, 2 to 3 falls matches. Chris Statlander versus Tech Lab. I was kind of let down by that match. I'm not gonna hold you. Was it good? Absolutely. But like with all the stuff that they've been doing in between matches, I just thought that this was gonna be like a little bit more.
I what was the first fall? Was the first fall a weird one? I feel like there was a weird fall, and I can't remember the exact specifics.
The first fall was I think the spear and the stomp and the spear.
Yeah, I mean,
From the turnbuckle.
I had a feeling that Tekla was going to retain because it just seemed like that was a logical thing. I really like Tekla. I like that they're giving her the mic and she's able to hold her own. In essence, she sounds a little rough sometimes, but
I think she sounds silly, but I fuck with it.
I mean, yeah, it's silly, but it's like I don't care because she's just so like fun. Something about
Yeah,
her is just so good. And the only thing I hope she doesn't do is because of like the way she's like, "Hey, bitches!" Like I hope she
yeah,
doesn't milk that.
yeah. I
Stop it.
hope too she doesn't become too catchphrase crazy. Which, like, it was funny with the Thunder Rosa thing for like the one time. The second time she did it, I was like, okay, all right, you're dragging it.
It's gonna become the yeet.
No, nothing will ever become the Yeet. It's gotten to the point with the Yeet that my manager, every time he sees me, he's like, "What's up, Yeet man?" I was like, "You know, neither one of us really like him as much as we used to anymore." He's like, "Yeah, we just go through the motions." And then he was like, "Man, all right."
I mean, it's not gonna
I-
stop me from doing it at a live show if that ever happens.
He didn't show up when that's the one thing that I was mad about because I was like, "Damn, I was all ready to Yeet." Actually, I'm glad he didn't because with where I was, I would have fallen. I'm 6'3". Like I don't even want to think about that. I was too high up, man.
I'm just happy at the back in the day I got to do the Yes Chance live. Like that was
Oh, speaking of things getting to see live, I got to see Royce Keys. He was on the main event before Raw, and I was like, oh, this is sick. It was so cool to see him live wrestle. I was like, and with having no idea at all, because it was Otis who came out. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Otis. And then I heard the fucking oh, I was like, oh no, Otis is about to get a spine buster through the fucking canvas. And he did. And as high up as I was, I could still see the ring shake. I can't wait, cannot wait to see what they do with Royce Keys. If anything, because it's been how long since the Rumble? I don't want to talk about that.
oh man.
But but speaking of um leading up to WrestleMania and pushing black wrestlers the way they should, Seth Rollins opened up the show, which, God, masked men. I fucking hate that concept.
It's been
But
done too much, and the luchador, the El Grande Americano needs to stop. Like that needs to wrap it up. Wrap it up.
wrap that shit all the way up. Um, that disgusting, terrible man interrupted Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and I was booing the shit out of. I was so just like I was ready to get up and go to the merch table or go to the bathroom or something. Then the lights cut out. Oh, Bafemi. I lost my voice for the rest of the show because I got to see that piece of shit Brock Lesnar get falled from grace.
Back in like 2014 or 15, back then, if something bad like that happened to Brock Lesnar, I was all for it. I'm cheering every time Brock Lesnar gets uh, any offense against him, and then gets laid out. Now I don't have any faith in them actually paying this off. Um, like especially because back then they definitely paid it off because Seth Rollins squashed Brock Lesnar, and it is in shambles, but I still have the Beast Slayer T-shirt I bought immediately. I actually think no, I bought it before that show, and I wore it to that show, going, I know they're going to do the right thing. They're going to do the right thing, and Seth Rollins beat him. This time, it's going to be like the Undertaker match. It's like, oh yeah, the Undertaker's going to
Oh
beat him.
no.
Oh, nope, never mind. Brock beat him. He broke his streak. That was the worst decision in wrestling.
Sorry, the house is down. I gotta go over, kid. Fuck. You know what? No. I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna have faith that fucking Triple H is not booking this one. That it's Shawn. That Shawn Michaels is booking all of Owen's matches on the main roster.
Oh, to not live decades under Vince McMahon's booking.
Ye- Yeah, I have that pleasure. But I'm living under current Triple H booking, and that shit's pissing me off.
Oh no,
Not as much.
it's very similar. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just
Very similar though. I am waking up in cold sweats every other, you know, Tuesdays and Saturdays, being like, damn you, Paul. Why? Why can't you just have Mello wrestle a good match? You know? Why can't, I don't know, Royce Keys be on TV? Oh, I
see.
don't know. Why am I hearing you say that you want to turn Trick Williams babyface? I'll spit on you.
You mentioned Mello, and these are my only references when I see these clips on social media for WWE. But like when Danhausen was talking to him, bro, like he almost broke character. He's like, yeah, yeah, like he smirked, and I'm like, this is okay. So they're giving Mello. This is more of a personality that I've seen from Carmelo Hayes in months. They got to do more with him.
Yes, they have been letting, since he got the US title, it has been all sunshines and rainbows for Carmelo Hayes. They even brought back the Mellow chants that they haven't done since like NXT 2.0, which fuck y'all. He's been here for too long for y'all to not doing them chants. But yeah, it's like now let him do more. You've seen that he can make the mid card division. Like someone like me can give a fuck about it again, right? Okay, now do that in the tag division. Why is Johnny Gargano not doing anything? First of all and foremost, been wanting to mention about this. Jonathan Gargano, get the fuck off them goddamn whatever those things are, those rolling carts. Please stand up for yourself. You're Johnny Wrestling. You're one of the greatest professional wrestlers ever. And I'm not trying to be a dickhead. Love Carmelo Hayes. Love when I see black wrestlers up. You cannot let that little nigga outstage you. You can't. Because at this point, you're not Johnny Wrestling anymore. It's Carmelo Wrestling. It's Mello Wrestling. I, he's taking your title and you're letting him do it. You're literally laying down and letting him do it to you. And it's going to keep happening if you don't start getting that ass in gear. I need Johnny Gargano to do something because if not, AEW is looking real nice and shiny to people who actually want to give a damn about their wrestling careers. Andrade, Ricochet, newly minted Psycho Killer Tommaso Ciampa. It's like, bro, at some point, they're gonna have to do something with them. They're finally doing something with Finn Balor. What, 7 years too late?
The great thing about AEW, and I'm just thinking about this, because I will send like the most gruesome clips to a friend of mine that can't watch AEW. He just is like too much wrestling for him. He'll watch WWE stuff, but he can't like branch out. It's like too much time for him, which is fine. That I get that for people. Um, so I'll like pick the most wild shit, like the syringe through the cheek.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I want to get the reactions from people that aren't really exposed to that kind of brutality in wrestling. But at the same time, you have technical wrestling, you have mat wrestling, you have high flyers, you have luchadors, you got hardcore unsanctioned Darby Allin flipping a car over and then Gabe Kidd falling out of the trunk like or a tope. I don't even know if that's a coffin drop, but he did a tope into him, knocked him into the coffin, and the door shut.
And the coffin shut. That was I wonder how many times they practiced that shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because there's so much rest that because you mentioned that right now before us hitting the live button on this recording, I was watching Shota Umino versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the New Japan Cup. And Again, I've always said this about Zack Sabre Jr. You give him a person, he will find you 17 million ways to turn that person into a pretzel. And it's showcasing that perfectly in this match, but there's so much story behind it. Because God, I didn't know how much history that these two had. Apparently, Shota Umino has dropped Zack Sabre out of every tournament that they've been in together. Both G1s, both New Japan Cups, but Zack has beaten him at every main event. And the last Tokyo Dome where Zack had the belt, and it was him and Shota, he called it the education of Shota Umino. Basically, he played in that nigga's face for 43 minutes and gave the best technical wrestling bout that Zack could, which that's the front man. It's always the best. But now, Shota has an answer for literally everything. And I don't know if you guys are watching New Japan like I am. Shota Umino beat the shit out of Zack Sabre Jr. and pinned him in the middle of the ring. Granted, it was after 47 minutes, longer than their match at the Tokyo Dome main event for the belt, but he did it. He won.
It has been a while since I've watched any New Japan at length. And I mean, what I watched was incredible. It's really good wrestling. But that's like where I can't like pinpoint the time to do it, or it's a lot of wrestling to consume.
Yeah, and it's at such frequency because for me, I have to wait till it already airs, like one or two of them, and then catch up in like my spare time when I find the time. Because it's not like Raw and SmackDown where it's like, oh yeah, Monday, 7 o'clock. No, it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday sometimes at 1 o'clock in the goddamn morning if you're in the States. I don't know about y'all. I have a real job. I can't be doing that just for shits and gigs. As much as I love New Japan, because as I'm watching it, I'm loving and learning more and more about this company and hating it a little bit more too. God, why there's so many ancient men wrestling in such high spots in the card.
And it's different in aspects because for years I would watch WWE, but I'd be like playing a video game or doing something else in the background and just having it on because WWE had the same formula. So I could listen to it and be like, I know exactly what's happening right now because I've heard this before.
Yeah,
AEW, I found
we
I
can't
would
do that.
I would do that, right? I would do that still, but then when I actually sat down and watched it, I go, oh, I don't know what the hell's going on right now because I haven't been paying attention.
I literally prime example to this past Wednesday on Dynamite. My AEW app was fucking up, so I had to restart my entire TV. Um, I was like, okay, I'll put it on my phone, and then once my TV kicks up, I'm sure enough time has passed where it'll switch seamlessly. No, no, not at all. Osprey hit a phenomenal forearm from the barricade and then got into the ring and hit a springboard phenomenal forearm into the ring. I said, okay, I'm just gonna go back from now on. No, none of this hope for the best shit. Especially not during an Osprey match, I guess. Because goddamn, you would think, what, 6 months post surgery? He'd be a little slower, maybe keep some of the mystique, oh, maybe he has some ring rust. No.
He said he's going to change his moveset, and at least twice now he has done a dive from the ring to the floor.
Yeah. He says, yeah, man, after this match with Tanahashi and the guys in the steel cage, this might be the last time I'm ever Will Osprey. So I'm gonna put everything I am in the ring. Okay, yeah, real. Fast forward to fucking Revolution. He hits a springboard drop kick and hits a sky twister to the outside. And it's just hitting blades left and right. Okay, yeah, sure. And now we have a shirt that says titanium blades and brutality. Sure, we're taking it back, William. Fuck you. We're flooring this bitch till the hinges fall off, and I'm gonna be here for it. Okay, just come to San Antonio when you do it, man. Please.
Oh, I'm reminded of this for some reason. Javon Evans went on your TikTok.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm cool like that, you know. I'm cool like that. I made a video because I was not excited to go to Raw. I'm gonna keep it a stack. The card was not. The only thing I was excited about was like AJ Lee and Bailey, which I did not get to see because I was stuck at the merch table. But I was watching it on my phone, so I still got to see the match. But it was like Brock Lesnar's going to appear, Americano versus Americano, which uh, disgusting. Um, and Roman Reigns shows up. I didn't want any of that. But I
And
made
he
a
calls
TikTok
Phil
video being
old.
like, yeah, whoopsie doo. Anyway, so I made a TikTok video being like, hey, Javon Evans would be super cool if you showed up on Raw in San Antonio. And he commented and liked my video. And I felt very vindicated because he did show up talking that cash shit to Kofi Kingston, that bird chested fool. What has become of you, man?
Kofi
It's a shame.
Kingston did
I
want
know you
Boba
can't
to
speak on
avenge
whenever I
us.
make fun of the New Day like that, but I got to every time.
Dude, I still have a giant Kofi Kingston shirt from Kofi Mania. Like that. I saw that shit live too. That was amazing.
Man, to be in the stands for Kofa Mania must have been to like to be. There's no way to describe it. That's like a once in a lifetime moment to be as a wrestling fan, and oh, I envy you for that so much.
There was several years where I was really into WWE. Like I still am into
Right.
wrestling, but I'm also into the WWE wrestlers. The company, they fucking suck. They're like a loss almost at this point. But back then, before all of this bullshit, I would try to make every wrestling event, live wrestling event that I could, because I knew stuff like that was going to happen. Like WrestleMania 30, lots of good stuff happened.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
a couple years before that, they had a WrestleMania and then the Raw in Brooklyn, and that's when Fandango. It was like the
Oh
day. It was like the day after Cena beat The Rock and was champion, I think. And then Mark Henry comes out, and like all this stuff happens, but the whole crowd decides to just start pantomiming Fandango's theme music. The whole crowd, and it was like everyone seemed very confused by this, even the wrestlers. So like John Cena comes out at the end, he walks out and goes, Fandango's theme music? And the crowd went nuts. And then afterwards, I shit you not, walking to the subway, hundreds of people in the subway station and in the subway are doing this and doing the chant.
shit.
It was amazing.
I I'm sure like back then that's so cool. Once when I was leaving the Frost Bank Arena, every fucking chant you could think of, all of them,
Mm-hmm.
all and I mean all of them,
Mm-hmm.
they were just shouting them from the stands down the layers in the parking lot. As I was leaving, I could still hear Fat Bozos wooing from just
So
like the peripheral of my ear.
I hear that also almost every time we're leaving these arenas. So that one time where everyone was in sync, perfection. The other times, it's so pointless, main character energy, desperate for attention type bullshit. And I really wish, especially that late at night, all I want people to do is shut the fuck up and go home. Like that's all I want to do is just get out.
Literally. Before the show, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. Don't care. You're trying to hype yourself up. But literally, when I'm trying to leave, please let me leave in peace.
Oh man.
Oh, speaking of peace, I finally have peace of mind of saying that I watched an FTR versus Young Bucks match because that shit started off Revolution. And granted, I thought the Bucks were gonna win. I really went into that match thinking that Matt and Nick were gonna take that shit all the way to the bank.
They had their family there too, man.
A special like vignette with all the kids being like what your dad means to you and all that shit, and they even like came out like with special young bucks gear for all six individual younger bucks, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna win. But no, they got the shit beat out of them pretty handily too. Like at the beginning of the match, they hit one of them. I don't remember. I can never remember which is which, but they hit the one without the receding hairline with an assisted pile driver on the apron, like immediately. I was like, oh shit. And that affected him the rest of the match. And then they threw the other one, the one with the receding hairline. They just tossing him around everywhere. He was busted open before we hit the 10-minute mark.
So I don't remember what they were called in WWE, their names at least, but how I remember Cash is the one with enough money to afford hair. That's why he's called Cash. Dax is the bald one.
It always goes back to bald FTR. I don't know where I found that. It might have been from Deadlock. And shout out the guys from Deadlock. Maybe one day through serendipity I can get one of them on here. That'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, no, bald FTR is what I will be calling him for the remainder of my time as a wrestling fan and his time as a wrestler.
There's
So sorry.
you mentioned there are several wrestling content creators, and I don't want to get their name wrong. I don't remember because like I'll like watch a TikTok and never look at anyone's username. I just know, oh, I know those guys. I follow them because they're funny, but I always forget their official username. And they're like a couple, but like they react to these shows. One of them does breakdowns, and then she'll repost it.
Johnny,
I don't know.
glasses, kind of like spikiest brown hair.
Usually wears a hat, I think.
Yeah.
And his wife, girlfriend,
His wife,
Really?
girlfriend, they have like a podcast where they
yeah,
and the way react. Yes. Oh, I love those two. They're great.
they're so good. And his significant other, she's fucking hilarious.
Oh, super funny. Oh my god. I was watching their it might have been their Revolution reaction. I love when couples have differing views on whoever's in the match. Love it.
Yeah, and like the comment sections never like her, and I'm like, you guys suck. You guys are not
Yeah.
fun. You guys are not fun at all because she's getting into it. She's funny.
It's because the IWC doesn't like women.
That's
I
fair.
hate to be the one to break it to people, but those normie girls who have that podcast, they're awesome. They're hilarious. They even had Kyle Fletcher on one of their episodes. Maybe we can get like that. Maybe we can get on their podcast and meet Kyle Fletcher. I can wear pink. I look great in pink.
I have never tried, but I would.
I'm sure you look great in pink too. We'd have to all wear pink for Kyle Fletcher. That's actually what I'm going to do anytime that he has a pay-per-view match on the next episode of the podcast. If he wins, I'm wearing pink. That's has to be what it is. Because Kyle Fletcher is one of, if not the best rising stars in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every match he has is amazing. I know they lost in the trios match that they had, but that match was spectacular. Like his match with Speedball in the Continental Classic, amazing. Kyle Fletcher in the Continental Classic period was my like criteria for like, oh yeah, this is the main event star. He has literally everything. He's the way that what was this? I don't know, whoever said that if you were trying to build a wrestler from the ground up, it'd be Randy Orton. Fuck that shit. It'd be Kyle Fletcher. Be the proto star.
That was John Bradshaw Layfield. Who said that about
JBL.
Randy
A
Orton.
smart man though. Very smart man. Don't know why they're letting The Undertaker ruin Lucha Libre though. That's odd. I was watching AAA for some reason because I was like, Dominic's wrestling Vikingo. That's gonna be awesome. And fucking what's his name? God, Santos Escobar. He's been wrestling over there too, and I was like, I gotta see him. You're telling me that the Rey de Reyes tournament, something, you know, I don't know, overwhelmingly won by Mexicans and luchadors. The finals was La Parca, a 6-time, Rey de Reyes winner. Great, awesome. Santos Escobar, a man whose family has never won the Rays to Rays tournament. Also great. You got some good shit in there. Who are the other two? Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser. And that's not even the worst part because Tyler Bate and fucking Pete Dunne also show up and handcuff Chad Gable in the crowd. Someone who I can only think was El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. in a old Santos mask interfered in the match, which led Kaiser to put a loaded bullshit in his mask and pin La Parca. Granted, the crowd went crazy, but I've said on numerous fucking occasions that those crowds are drunk. They are. They just are. We don't have to split hairs. They're drunk. And they don't know what the fuck is happening. They're just there for a good fucking time. They saw a winner with a mask, they're gonna cheer. That's a white dude disrespecting the tradition and legacy of Lucha Libre. And you will not hear me say otherwise about that. I don't give a fuck if Kaiser learns Spanish to go down there. You should. But if we're gonna have someone who, under the WWE banner with AAA, win that tournament, it should have been fucking Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I think that I'm probably going to watch AAA. Unless Dominic is defending the title or Dr. Wagner Jr. is defending his. Because apparently he might be losing his shit to Jack Cartwheel. Why the fuck isn't Jack Cartwheel on NXT? I thought y'all said y'all were leaving AAA alone. No, we're actually going to have Undertaker run it. We're going to have the man with 2 shitty knees and a bad back and dog shit political opinions run the Mexican luchador company. Gotta be on crack. This gotta be that Reagan era crack these niggas are smoking on. My father, my mentor, who got me into comic books and professional wrestling, told me with a straight face that he would rather watch CMLL than whatever the fuck is happening to this version of Triple A. I saw a mini Vikingo get put in the hospital and then beat in the hospital like it was Attitude Era Vince McMahon Stone Cold shit.
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm getting actively angry. We're gonna move back to AEW. Holy shit! What the fuck else happened in the pay? Oh, the dogs. The dogs had their trios pay-per-view debut against Roddy, Orange, and Darby. Oh my god, that match was great. I love David Finlay. I know I've been talking about him every episode of the podcast, and I'm hoping now that he's on Dynamite and Collision, damn near every week, that you guys see it too. Why he's a IWGP Global Title holder, New Japan Cup winner, Tokyo Dome main eventer. Like,
he had
God.
a funny quote about not going with his father and brother because he's making more money in AEW. He said something like that. It was really funny.
Yeah, and then Gabe chimed in, was like, it was Gabe or Clark. It was like the most famous thing Fit Finlay ever did was shoot Dave out of his balls. I was like, wow, these are definitely some AEW chuckle fucks. Can't wait. And Gabe Kid finally spoke about the fucking fuck WWE, fuck AEW. New Japan, Ichiban. I was like, yeah. You're getting clowned for that on the internet. You have to speak on that. And he did speak on it. You should have just shut the fuck up, honestly, man. You should have just shut the. Honestly, you should have just let Dave and Clark do the talking like it was in New Japan. I know you were their boy down there. I knew you were the number one guy, Gene, in New Japan. But big dog, back where niggas can understand English, they're cooking you. They're cooking you. Because you sat there on that lion's mark and said that with your whole chest. And now it's fuck New Japan? And now it's damn. That's crazy. It really be your own.
That was set up for
It-
Forbidden Door, wasn't it? Or like potentially? I don't know.
no, he just said that to say it. That was let up for nothing. He said that shit just to say it. Like this was even before the Kenny return match, if I'm remembering correctly. He was just talking that shit, which is his MO. That's literally Gabe Kid's entire MO. He would just talk shit until someone stopped him. And after aligning himself with David Finlay and the Bullet Club, there was not a lot of people stopping him. That's why they had to grab Kenny off the operating table. Speaking of Kenny Omega, he made a return at Revolution. I guess he either got knocked out pretty early at the Tekken tournament or he made really swift work. Or not Tekken, Street Fighter. Because I'm pretty sure that's why he wasn't at Revolution. He was contractually obligated to show up to that tournament. So there was $1 million on the line. It wasn't just for vibes.
Yeah.
Shit. I would have showed up too. But he did make an appearance and called out Swerve to run it back because I was just as confused as Swerve was on Dynamite. Since fucking when was he the number one contender? Was there a match that I forgot that happened on Dynamite or Collision? I know there wasn't a podcast episode, but I still watch the shows. But no. Tony Khan just wanted to do some cool booking, I guess, because Swerve talking out his rabbit ass mind, which I love and will always commend. You'll never hear me booing Swerve Strickland. Almost called him his government name. Jesus, my bad. EVP versus number one contendership. I like that. I was talking to Dave about that while it was happening. I want Swerve to have all the power in the company. He can just start booking himself to win the matches. I had to sit through the Bucks doing that shit.
Man,
why can't a black man have that power?
Imagine he has all that power, especially with Prince Nana in the background doing some silly shit.
Dancing, probably, handing a nigga some coffee. There's never anything in that cup either.
No.
I've been noticing that. What's up with that? What's up with black wrestlers and having an empty cup as their gimmick?
Oh,
Nana, Montez. That's two, but that's more than zero.
It's 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
It's 2 what, Dave? It's only 4 episodes of the podcast. No. And that's the only joke we'll ever make like that here. Had to get the serious disclaimer. But I'm excited to see what Swerve does because I know he's gonna win. They're not gonna have him lose fresh out of a heel turn. Not this soon.
Yeah, I mean,
because
Kenny's gonna do other stuff. Kenny's gonna do other things, and I'm looking forward to seeing Swerve being dominant.
Yes, I am too, and I'm also looking forward to another main event where it's just 2 dudes. As much as I love multi-men title defenses, the last couple have been that.
Yeah.
Or some weird stipulation. Can I just have two niggas wrestle, please?
They do them really well, but then you look at Hangman versus MJF, and that was a fucking great match.
Yeah, that was a masterpiece. Like all the way down to Hangman smacking his head on the camera and the blood being there while Max is posing on his carcass on the gurney doing the devil horns with the belt. Yeah, that was definitely a screenshotable moment right there. I loved every bit of that match. I'm not a Texas Death guy, like at all in the slightest. I kind of hate those kind of matches, but I did want to see Max in this match at least one time in my life because Max is like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And he's probably on the greatest title run that I've seen anyone ever have, period. I'm talking defending it on pay per views, defending it on main events of Dynamite, defending it, opening the show on Dynamite, defending it in rinky dink ass fucking indies, defending it in WWE affiliated places against people like Zilla Fatu. I haven't seen anyone do that. The only person that I've seen people do, only person that I've heard doing shit like that was Ric Flair back in the territory days. So, yeah, there's nobody doing it like Max with a title right now. Point blank, period. And I would love to see him and Swerve get that one-on-one that they've never had.
Yeah.
That's a pay-per-view main event right there, if I've ever seen one. That could be Dynasty. That might be Dynasty, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's April 12th. Yep. That might be our Dynamite main event. Dynasty main event. Because we already got what? The returning old people versus FTR.
CNC.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys did it. You guys brought back Adam Copeland and Christian Cage.
I love them. I love them both. There was a graphic I saw earlier where they did Adam Copeland zero favors. He's got this weird old man face, and I don't think they meant to do that.
I think that's just what he looks like now, Dave. He's just old. He got old man face.
The wildest angle because he doesn't usually look as bad as that, and it's funny.
It's because Adam Copeland chooses to take his pictures always looking down and looking up. So it always elongates his already horse-esque face. So he doesn't do himself any favors. That's why, like, whenever he's on Instagram, he always takes his videos like an old dad. So he has to, like, hide all of his, like, extra chin and neck. I have to do the same thing. I also have a very elongated head. That's why I'm wearing a hat today. And it's not doing me any favors.
Got that Paul
but
Heyman
I'm excited. Yeah, I do have the Heyman fit on, man. I wanted to be. It's getting colder down where I'm at, so I wanted to be comfortable on the podcast. Sue me. Speaking of suing, I really thought that a member of LFI was going to win the battle royale because they were really loving all of them, the whole crowd, and I forgot that they were in California at the beginning. But I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. They're going to cheer for anybody from here or Mexican, which so did I. I was doing the same shit when Commander came out. I was like, fuck yeah, Commander. My dog. It's so easy that wrestling companies know how to make Latino fans like jump for joy. You just put a cool guy out there that we already fuck with. You got us. Especially if it's in a town that we're mostly in, like they were for Revolution. They were in LA. And you had all the members of LFI. You had Commander. You had Jack Perry out there. Dalton Castle. Anthony Bowens. You had all these great fucking awesome wrestlers and representatives of like where they're from. And Jack Perry still won. Yeah, that crowd was for Revolution was so fucking hot the whole night. Especially when Osprey came back, because I watched a recording of it from somebody else, like not from the pay per view. Holy shit! You would have thought that was Randy Orton coming back. I manifested it though. I manifested it. I've been saying it every day since he left. Revolution, Will Ospreay's coming back, and he did, and he
I
did,
sent you
and
a
y'all didn't
me-
let me down.
I sent you a message the moment his music hit.
Yeah, the second, and I was already in my kitchen, jumping up for joy, throwing up the crosses, the crowns. That's my goat, and I had to explain to my godmother why I was so excited because when I started going over there to watch the pay per views, he was gone. Like I think that was the last. His last match was the first pay per view I saw when I was over there. So she did not have any idea why I was so excited. She was like, "Oh, cool," and my mom was like, "That's his favorite." Goddamn right, that's my favorite. It sucked that I was playing D&D while the paper was going on, and like clockwork, like magic, my DM was like, "Okay, we're gonna end this with Strahd turning into an eldritch horror," and as that happened, Hangman's music started. I was like, Hangman's losing. And I got to watch the Texas death match completely uninterrupted. Great. It's fucking awesome. Got to watch those two maniacs beat the shit out of each other for what felt like forever.
Oh yeah, I had to go to work the next day, so I'm like, it's 11:45 and they're still going. It's like, man, this is gonna take a long time.
Yeah, I had work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to immediately go home and go to sleep. Do you think I could do that? No. Will Osprey had just came back to life.
I had to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, but for my time, it's the same as your time, so it's the same thing.
Because I had work, and then immediately after that, I had to go to Monday Night Raw. That's why nobody saw me Tuesday, because I was dead on the ground. I had 5 hours of a 5-star pay per view, which honestly, yeah, that shit might be pay per view of the year because I've waited this long for my highlight of the week to talk about this one specific match from that pay per view because it's how fucking good it was to me specifically. So you can do your highlight of the week first, and then I'm going to talk about Bandito and Andrade.
So mine is from a couple weeks ago, and it is Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher. That was a fucking amazing match, and I hope they wrestle several more times.
Yeah, I was watching that match with you on Discord, and when Speedball hit the fucking Poison Rana on the apron, I could already see the TikTok edit. And without fail, damn near 6 hours later, there was already a banging ass TikTok edit to some fucking stick ass trap beat. Because Speedball Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher might have some of the best wrestling chemistry that I've seen since like Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano. Like this shit is music to my ears every time I see it. And they have to run it back. They have to. Because this is their second one. And I think it's 1-1 each. Because Bailey won in the Continental Classic and Fletcher won on Dynamite defending the title. Granted, it wasn't clean, which is why I think they're going to run it back.
Yeah, and I mean, Speedball could easily get the TNT title.
Especially the way that they're hot potatoing these trios titles, and I'm sure that they're going to need a way to like funnel Mystico in now that he's signed, which again, great way to do that, AEW. Thank you. I wish WWE could treat their luchadors like that. Anyway, stray aside. But yeah, I think that they're probably gonna do like more Mystico Don Callis stuff, i.e., Jet Speed and Mystico Don Callis stuff. So that's probably how we're gonna get Bailey Fletcher again. Also, I think a lot of the Don Callis family members are going to be leaving very soon. A lot of them don't fuck with MJF.
Yeah, and the tease was with on Andrade not wanting the money, and it's very cloak and dagger stuff. It's weird stuff happening.
It is because like I get it. Um, in kayfabe sense, Don Callis wants everything to be copacetic for when he wants his opportunity to strike. But like outside of kayfabe, yes, there are too many members of the Don Callis family who also want the world title. We can't have that because probably all of them who want it could beat him very easily.
Yeah, and I feel like the general public should have a break from Don Callis.
Yeah, personally, I also need a break from Don Callis.
I
As
mean,
funny as he is,
he's a great wrestling personality, but man, it's like back when Paul Heyman got on my nerves. Like then I got used to him, and then he went away, so it was like perfect amount of like okay, in small
yeah.
doses, Paul Heyman is funny in small doses. Now not so
Andrade's
much
even, I
because
mean, Don Callis is even calling into the show
yeah, yeah.
to the point where it's like, dude, I, I don't need to see you. You that phone call that he called in could have easily just been filled in by any of the 20 million members of the Don Callis family. That could have been Lance Archer.
It could have been one of those gimmick phone calls where they pretend to talk to Don Callis. We didn't need to see his face.
Absolutely. Andrade could have been like, I understand, Don. Damn, that sucks. That was Don Callis, everybody. He said I have to take this money in order for me not to vie for the world title because I would dog the shit out of MJF. Segue, just how I dogged the shit out of Bandito at Revolution because that match was for me. That match was for all the Latino baddies and Latina baddies in the world because there was no reason for Bandito to take his pants off. Fucking none. There's also no reason for Andrade to keep taking his pants off. None. Absolutely none. Nobody asked this time. He just did it. And he keeps not having tearaway pants. It just keeps being the regular shit he's wearing to the ring. And then just halfway through the match decide, nah, yeah, I'm going to take these bitches off. And they always get stuck in his boots. And if I have to keep watching spots of these wrestlers have to dangle with their fucking pant boot contraption combo, I hope the thing that happened with Andrade and Bandito keeps happening because he just kicked him in the fucking face, which I thought was very funny. That match was so fucking good. The way that they're still playing on the fact that people don't like the 21 plex. So Bandito has to keep doing new and inventive ways to show you why this move is really fucking baller. He hit Andrade with that shit from a completely prone position. And deadlift German him into a bridge. And Andrade still fucking kicked out. Because he is a demon. Mm-hmm. And that fucking, they need to name that faint big boot into the back elbow. Because that's his best move.
He did it, the last time I saw him do it, he did it so fluidly that I didn't even know that he did both moves.
Yeah, that's his best fucking move. And I'm not trying to say this like Andrade isn't one of the most complete wrestlers to ever exist because third generation, luchador, Japanese strong style experience, WWE experience, all this bullshit. He is a builder wrestler type nigga. But that fucking boom, bop, that needs a name because he's putting people away with it. Mm-hmm. He almost put Bandito away with it during the match because Bandito hit the Rikishi bump.
I like that one of his moves is named the DM, though. That's pretty funny.
Yes, because as much as I loved the message, it's the same move. They just changed the name, but the DM is way funnier. Especially if Andrade's new gimmick is now hot girls like me. That should have been his gimmick the whole time, but I digress. I fucking digress. Please go to runtheropes.com and get your Bad Bitches Love Wrestling shirt where it has Andrade as a deep fried meme.
I've not seen that one.
I think that's the one they made for me.
Oh, okay. That's
because I'm the Andrade guy now apparently, and I'm not mad about it. It's a pretty good wrestler that hits my wagon too. I need Andrade to win a title now, like in AEW. There's no reason that he doesn't. Every time he wrestles, it's the best part of the show. He has every key demographic, all of them. Put a belt on him now. Okada's not doing shit with that international title. Not doing shit with it, but walking around. He lost it a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just wasted. I don't think I've seen him defend that title since he got it. TBH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's defended that shit once. Where are the Roman Reigns haters? Oh, it's me. Defend the title, Okada. Put your honor on the line. If you really bout it. I know he's not.
What else?
Is there?
What else we got?
I was about to say, what else do we got? Oh, New Japan. Right. I want to talk about New Japan a little bit. We have new IWGP Junior Tag Champions, and they're already out of commission. Immediately, United Empire. I think it was Francisco Akira and Dangerous JAY. Names I'm sure you have no fucking idea what I'm saying.
I don't know any of these people.
Right.
None of them.
Anyway, immediately after winning the belts, they came out and fucked them up. And then the next day, because you know how New Japan is like daily rather than weekly, United Empire is calling out the tag champs, being like, "Where the fuck are you guys at? We're here every day. If we had the tag belts, we'd be defending them bitches all over the world." You put Robbie X's neck in between a chair and curb stomped it. Yeah, sorry they're not there. The fuck? Idiots. I hate United Empire, but I also love them because they're just a bunch of fucking British, Italian, and whatever the fuck dumbasses. It's literally from what I thought United Empire was under Will Ospreay's banner was like people from all over the world who were just like, assassins, killers, like real dogs. I'm looking at United Empire now, and I'm seeing Callum Newman act like basically like the 12th Doctor, just angry and angsty and really just sure about himself, which I mean, like, okay, yeah, I believe in you too, Callum. You have Jake Lee's crazy fuck ass, who is he a good wrestler? Maybe. Does he put on a rubber glove and then put his finger in a nigga's mouth that goes like this? Yes, he also does that as well. So I don't really have a beat on Jake Lee. Hanare? That's just another Polynesian wrestler to me. I'm so sorry. Great Okan? I like that guy. He's kind of cool. I can't lie. Great Okan's pretty fucking sick. And then Jeff Cobb is gone, so I really don't have to worry about him anymore. And then now there's this new guy, Zane J, who was a young lion, is not a young lion anymore because he's in the United Empire, but they keep playing the young lion music for him. And that's the reason why he's losing all of his matches, because the music's throwing him off. And I think that's a really funny gimmick right now in New Japan. Also, new guy named Bolton Oleg that I was telling you about a couple weeks ago, still killing it. So much so that he is a double champ. He is part of the 6-man tag and the never openweight strong champion, and is also in the semi-fucking-finals of the New Japan Cup. It sucks that he's going to lose because he's going against Yuya, my dog, the Heat Storm, who's been on an absolute fucking tear. I think he beat Shingo Takagi. Yeah. Either Yuya beat him or Shota Umino beat Takagi. Either way, Takagi went down, and I was really sad about it. And Zack Sabre also got knocked out by Shota Umino in, again, like I was saying earlier, in a 47-minute masterclass. So now it's all the things that I was complaining about the New Japan Cup at the start of this podcast are all gone because all the old guys are out in the tournament. And it's only the new young stars or the old New Japan stars. They should have been, booking correctly in the first place, but they were too preoccupied by all the new shiny white guys, i.e. Finley, Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, and sometimes Kenny Omega. But now they're like, shit. Yota Tsuji is out here telling people that New Japan don't care about New Japan talent. So now we're going to have to force Gato to book New Japan talent correctly and get rid of all this fuck-ass House of Torture bullshit. I'm begging you. For context, Dave, House of Torture is basically the Vision. They're in everything. They fuck everything up. And there's one guy who used to be super cool and interesting and then just got the stink put on him because of affiliation. For me, that was Sonata. What a cool guy. And then he wasn't. And now he's not even in New Japan, which sucks because most of the most important members of House of Torture, i.e. Evil and Sonata, are now out the fucking company. I don't know where Sonata went. He might have went to Noah. He might be coming to AEW or WWE, but Evil is almost, again, grain of salt because the internet dirt sheets are the internet dirt sheets. Apparently, Evil is supposedly going to WWE with Hiromu Takahashi, but
I heard that. I did hear that.
But sure, they also said the same thing about David Finley, and look where that dog is at.
Yeah.
So maybe let's stop spoiling wrestling things on Twitter. Please. I like being surprised. It was super cool to see David Finley show up. Because
wrestling
I had no idea
more
he was
than
going
one
to be
royal
there.
family.
My God. That's when Randy Orton said that on Raw and I was in that crowd, at the top of my lungs, and I shit you not, at the top of my lungs, I said, oh my God, they're breaking Ted DiBiase Jr. out of jail. And everyone looked around me like, hey man, that's fucking hilarious. Because I honestly, the only other person that he could possibly be talking to that would make sense, but the answer pissed me off, is The Rock.
People are saying Cowboy Bob Orton, and I'm like, who wants that?
I was like, my first reaction to that was, isn't he dead?
That's what I thought.
I thought he passed away. Like, not on no, like, funny shit, like, oh, ha, old man, but, like, I legitimately thought that Cowboy Bob Orton Sr. passed away.
No, he is 75 years old.
Oh, my God, he's younger than my dad. Well, shit, it's not that, though. It's definitely not that. Oh, my God, they got Rey Mysterio Sr.'s actual son. Would that be fucking crazy? El Hijo de Mysterio and Randy Orton teaming up against Cody Rhodes and fucking I don't fucking know who it would be. They love doing bullshit tag matches for no reason. Jelly Roll. It would be Jelly Roll.
Oh God.
It would be Cody and Jelly Roll versus. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it would be Cowboy Bob Orton. It'd be Cowboy Bob and Randy versus Cody and Jelly Roll. There we go. We booked the Mania main event.
It's like the trend now. Hey Cody, you're gonna team with Jelly Roll.
That's like the death mark of any fucking wrestler is like, hey, you get to tag with a celebrity. Great. I get to do all the work. Awesome. I bet, honestly, I bet that's at a certain point how the Guns are going to feel about their dad, about Billy. Because for now, badass Billy Gunn at 65 years old still goes.
He's in that Sting shape. He is phenomenal.
Yeah. I think he's all natural too. From what he says. You know, to be lying. For no reason.
Just to feel something, I'll believe it.
But what I do believe wholeheartedly, that DDP yoga shit, I have not had a reason yet to not believe it.
Yeah.
Straight up, the shit he's been doing with Lex Luger always brings a tear to my eye. That shit was. I hate this company so much. I hate WWE so much. But having the moment where Cody tells Lex that he's going to get inducted to the Hall of Fame while he's with DDP, I fucking adore that moment. That shit's so awesome to me. Damn shame that they can't do more shit like that. Just choose not to. So, like, actually, no. You know how possibly that this man who we made tap out in Saudi Arabia, oh, you know, a week ago, how he said that he has still so much left in the tank, and there's so many people in so many locker rooms that he wants to wrestle. Yeah, we're gonna immediately induct him to our Hall of Fame and then give him some bullshit job about developing young talent in the Indies, and so he can never do that. The Fed. I'm getting Ospreay versus Styles, whether I have to sell my soul to Tony Khan to do it.
Book it.
Because that man's the devil. That man is the devil. As good as a wrestling company that he books and promotes, Tony Khan, at the end of the day, that is the devil.
Styles versus Ospreay soul on a pole match.
Yep, and it's my soul. And we can even bring back the TNA six-sided ring. All right. Now I'm liking it. Now I'm here for it. If we can bring back the six-sided ring, you could give me any stupid fucking idea, and I'll be signing right on the dotted line. That's gonna be my contract, deal breaker. Whichever three-letter acronym gets Magnus. Any match I'm in, six sides.
That's Vince Russo booking.
Yep. Gotta have the six sides. And the only way that I'll compromise is if, okay, on TV, 4. Pay-per-views, I get 6. I feel like that's only fair. Would I even be a wrestler that would utilize the 6 side of the ring? Fuck no, but I think it would look cool. Absolutely.
Well, it is just over an hour and a half. Do we have anything else?
Robbie Eagles is a phenomenal wrestler. I just want to make sure I said that. I want to make sure he knows that I said that.
I almost said such a bad joke because you reminded me of a Family Guy skit. Because the cadence you did was when Lois was running for mayor and she goes, 9-11.
9-11. As soon as I said Eagles, I heard it. Man. Where can they find you, Dave?
I barely post, but I am on all socials as Xanatos1138. You can mostly find me actually on a lot of these social medias, calling out idiots. I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been posting old videos. I've been making videos on the fly. I don't really have a schedule, but if you want to follow me, awesome. I do a lot of nerdy content, nerdy Star Wars content, anything pop culture. The new Spider-Man trailer, that's awesome too.
Oh yeah.
Cass, where can they find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Mr. Must See TV, the Lone Star Casanova, Chris Goddamn Magnus. And yes, you have to say the whole thing. It's this whole contractual thing that I'm doing with several of these LLCs and companies. They might be pyramid schemes, but they do say I have to say the whole thing, and so do you. Every time you do, I get 25 cents.
He also gets to save a prince somewhere. I don't know if that's in the contract.
It probably will just be Callum Newman, but honestly, I wouldn't be mad about that either. He's a pretty nice guy.
All right, well, that's going to do it. See you guys maybe next week.
It's a sandbox. It's a soapbox. It's
I do like Callum
bandbox.
Newman.